What happens when you switch the roles of police officers and civilians? Well, today we're gonna find out on this episode of Switch. Let's go.
Hey buddy, can I do back in my car, please?
Hey, my man, stop real quick, my man.
Have you guys ever wondered why police officers do what they do? Or what about the police officer that's just speaking over you and not allowing you to talk as a civilian? Well, want to know more, because what we're going to do today is we're going to put real civilians in the shoes of a police officer. We're going to allow them to experience what it's like to be a police officer day in and day out. Today on Switch, we're here in Corona, California, where we're going to throw civilians in the shoes of police officers. We're going to walk them through what use of force is like, what tools they have at their availability, but at the end of the day, we're going to put them in the shoes and allow them to make the real life decisions that are being made every single day. So stick around as you guys watch this episode of Switch. What we want to do is we want to kind of go over some of the use of force protocols that we utilize in law enforcement, or an officer uses anytime they use force. And so today we're going to be utilizing simunition rounds. Trevor, go ahead and explain to us what a simunition round is and what we're going to be using out here in the scenarios.
Yeah, simunition round is kind of an overriding term for a paint projectile out of a firearm used for training. And these are UTM rounds, ultimate training munitions. And basically what it does is it projects a cartridge at a distance that's filled with paint. So when you get hit, you feel the impact, you hear the gun being fired at you, and then you can see exactly where you're hit. They are quite painful, so you do have to wear some protective gear. They can break skin. They can put your eye out and do injury if you're unprotected. But that's the whole learning part of it, because if there's no penalty, there's no pain penalty for what you're doing, you know, you're not going to get the training value out of it. So there has to be a little bit of that hesitation, like, I don't want to get hit by this.
Today, the great thing about it is we know that every single one of us is going to walk out of here today safe. So we know that, and we're going to make sure everybody's safe. But there is, like to Trevor's point, there is a little bit of a level of stress because you know you got something coming at you. So we got a few people out here, Trevor, Miles, and then Sed is on his way. So we also have some police officers out here. The show is called Switch for a reason. So we're gonna switch. You know, you guys, he's gonna be the person that you guys are talking to. You guys are finally gonna be the officers, okay? So this is what we're gonna do today. So you are just pulled this vehicle over for a vehicle code violation. Okay. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk up and contact Mr. Martin at the front driver's side door, okay? He's gonna be sitting down. We're gonna say you've got expired registration, ask him for his driver's license, insurance, whatever you need. Have dialogue with him, all right? So the key things to remember, obviously you got your radio if you need to call for backup. You have a taser right here. If you need to use a taser, pull your taser out at him, say taser, taser. Okay. And then he'll know to simulate either being a successful taser deployment or not. You have a baton here, so you can pull that baton out. You can use force. You can use that baton physically against him. Okay. It's soft, so it's not gonna hurt him. And you also have your firearm.
Hey, how you doing there, sir?
What's up, officer?
Hey, how you feeling today?
I'm doing fine. What's going on, man?
The reason why I pulled you over, sir, because you had expired tags.
Man, my tags are not expired.
Okay.
I just paid them last week, boss.
Well, sir, you don't have the current tags on your vehicle.
What year is on there?
You have
Should be 2021 on there.
Sir, you have 2019.
Man, I took care of that, though.
Okay, but sir, can I get your driver's license and registration, please?
Man, you know what? I don't know where. You know, I was at a rush and I was leaving the house, man, and I was just trying to go to the store and get something for my wife. You know, my daughter's not feeling good. So,
okay.
I don't know where my stuff
Okay,
is.
sir, if you don't mind, can I just have you keep your hands on the steering wheel, please?
What? Didn't you just ask for my driver's license?
You're right, I did, sir. I apologize.
Do you want my driver's license?
How about this, sir? Can you just give me your name?
I'm gonna get you my license.
Okay.
Because now I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Do you want me to keep my hands here, or do you want me to get?
Sir, go ahead and get your driver's license for me, please. So you said you were going to the store?
Yeah, man. You know, you guys get it. You kind of stop people for no reason and stuff, and then you get us a little nervous.
Okay.
And,
I'm sorry, sir. Well, it's okay.
I got it somewhere in here. I just don't know.
Oh, officer hit! Officer hit! Officer hit! Oh. Oh.
Oh, you good, bro?
You Gucci, baby.
Oh my God. All right. How you feel, bro?
Brother, I'm gone. I'm in heaven right now.
You know what? And sadly, as funny as it may sound, but sadly, bro, that is a reality for some police officers. Let me ask, is there anything else that you could have done that you think you could have did better on that?
You know what? I thought I don't think there's anything I could have did different. I mean, I thought I had a good view on his hands, and I just wasn't expecting him to pull out like that. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Okay.
And I mean, like, just thinking about it, like, he was in the glove compartment, but then he had all the papers, so then the papers was like a distraction, and so the firearm, I think, was on the side. So I'm thinking he's grabbing for the paper, but then as soon as he turned, I thought he was gonna hand me the driver's license, but he handed me something else.
Did you ever see the gun?
No, I didn't see the gun. It was too late. And then the thing that bothered me the most is how I fell down, and so he got out the vehicle, and then that was a kill shot right there.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one of the things when we talk about to officers and we're training officers, there's this phrase that we call stay in the fight. Because at that moment in time when you're on the ground, you're now fighting for your life. And you can't just lay there and just kill over. Because sometimes these suspects, they don't care. They are trying to bring the fight to you. So at that moment in time, when we talk about being prepared and always having a plan in the back of your head to respond, it's for moments like that cause you to get up, look around at your surroundings, and get back in the fight. There's so many different aspects of a vehicle stop that people don't realize. What happens if there's 4 people in the car? So here's the big reveal. The big reveal is this. This scenario actually happened in Las Vegas. An officer, a Vegas Metro officer, was doing a stop on somebody. He was actually talking to a guy in a lifted truck, and the suspect, just like Said did, was distracting him, looking around, reaching for stuff, fumbling, and he pulled a gun out just at that officer and flipped it just like he did in this scenario, and he shot the officer in his lung. Now, gratefully, they were able to drive that officer to a local hospital and save his life, but that actually happened in Vegas. Happens instantaneously.
So what am I supposed to do in this scenario? So he's not presenting the driver's license. So what am I supposed to do?
You have to investigate and figure out why. You want to control him as much as you can. So the moment I would recognize somebody's kind of stalling, at that moment in time, I'm going to say, you do me a favor, keep your hands on the steering wheel at all times. And then I'm going to get their number. Just tell me, or get their name. Tell me your name, tell me your date of birth, but keep your hands on that steering wheel. Because now I can go figure it out.
You did that initially.
You did.
Remember, you asked my name, and then I go, look, do you either want my name or my driver's license?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So now when you realize somebody's acting suspicious, you want to be able to control it verbally as much as you can, letting them know, don't make any sudden movements, because the moment you start making sudden movements, that tells me now that you're trying to do something else.
3, 2, 1, action.
Whoa. Hey, buddy, can I be back in the car, please?
In policing, no traffic stop is the same. Today we're going to find that out. How many times have we watched the news and we hear somebody say, it was just an average traffic stop? Sadly, my friends, that's not the reality. We're gonna find that out today on this episode of Switch. As always, this episode of Switch, we're gonna switch the roles between police officers and civilians and see how they respond. Our suspects will be our real police officers, and then the police officers in the scenarios will be our civilians. Let's go. So this is what we got. So you're gonna be, this is the guy you're gonna encounter in the car. I'm just gonna give you that now. He's gonna be in the car. Okay. You're doing a traffic stop. So we're gonna simulate that those barrels right there are your police car, all right? Where the scene is gonna start. Yep. We're gonna assume that the car just yielded. Okay. So we're not gonna, I'll tell you when you're gonna start there. We're gonna assume the car just yielded. Okay. And then that's when you gotta do what you gotta do. So walk up, be yourself. Hey sir, how you doing? Whatever you wanna do, handle it as you would any other officer would, all right? Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, action.
Whoa. Hey, buddy, can I be back in the car, please? Hey, buddy, you all right? See your hand behind your back there. Mind showing me your hands real quick? Yo, whoa, oh, shoot. Back up, I need back up. I need back up. Okay, have a man down.
Man, that was crazy. Like, because you want to be like as chill as possible, but then you also want to like make sure that you're, assuming all risks too. But it was Yeah, man.
So what did you notice as soon as you got out of your car?
Well, he opened his car right away. So I'm just like, wait, so do I yell at the guy to get back in there? Because I don't want to sound, too hostile, but I also want to be reasonable with that approach.
Did it make you nervous?
It did. I just said, oh crap, what's gonna happen now? Because when he came out, he had his back to his back pockets. I'm already thinking the worst. Like, I don't want to assume, but
What was the worst? What's the worst for you?
just having the guy pull a gun out on me.
Okay, well, why would you be thinking that in your mind though?
Well, because when you just play video games or you see things on TV and movies, you just see the guy pull the gun out from his back area. So as soon as I saw that, that's what my mind was thinking. Like, oh crap, he has a gun probably.
Okay, so do you think that you were ahead of the game or behind the game? Because what did he do? He went on a full-on assault.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, it looks like he had the upper hand on you because he actually got a few rounds off before you were able to pull your gun out and then actually respond to that.
Right. So yeah, he did have the upper hand on me, and that's, I don't know what else to say.
Let me ask you this. So if you had to redo that scenario, let's say we had the luxury of looking at it from the outside looking in.
Right.
If you had the luxury, how would you do it differently? If any way, would you do it differently?
Probably engage him a lot faster than, me being a little bit reluctant, me trying to think of the scenario, and I think that's what I was doing, was trying to really just rationalize it as opposed to just reacting.
Would it have been wrong if you had just got out of your car with your gun out already, with the moment you saw him get out of the car?
I don't think so, because now, like in hindsight, he was coming at me and he was without any kind of regard, was just starting to.
So you said something that's critical. You said hindsight.
Right.
Hindsight is like, well, absolutely, I'm gonna get out with a gun.
Right.
But what's crazy is we don't have the luxury. But a lot of people don't have the luxury, or you don't have the luxury as that officer of hindsight.
Right.
And so what typically happen is you will get out of your car with your gun out, and what's everybody else going to be doing is, why does he have his gun out on a guy that's just standing there talking to him?
Exactly.
Is that pretty much how it will go?
That's exactly how it will go. Yeah.
Mason, did you feel like did he give it just what would you say from your perspective?
Just obviously being an officer, the first thing I thought when I got out the car, with me knowing the scenario, I'm like, this boy better back up. He ain't moving. All he doing is just trying to talk to me, but he doesn't know what I have behind my back, right? Right. So kind of how you stated to him, it's not wrong to pull your gun out immediately right when you get out that car, because you're dealing with the unknown at this point. That is something that typically a person do not do, is get out their car and put their hands behind their back.
Right.
And pull them over.
So here's the big reveal, everybody. The big reveal is this scenario, Ivan, I don't know if you know this, but this scenario actually happened in the state of Oregon, where an Oregon State trooper did a traffic stop on an individual for a vehicle code violation. And as he does that traffic stop, as soon as he pulls over, the guy gets out just like Officer Mason did right here and has his hand behind his back. And then he goes on the full-on assault on the officer, and now the officer has to handle that situation the best of his ability.
Right.
One thing that I noticed that you didn't do, you didn't use your cover.
I did not. Yeah, you're
He was
absolutely right.
moving around.
So you were moving around here. Do you think that might be something that an officer might have to keep in their mind?
Absolutely. Right.
Because you're in a gun battle. So
and it's crazy too, because you even said, hey, just use that as your vehicle for whatever you may need. And I didn't know that was a foreshadow of, hey, yeah, you may want to use that thing back there for protection.
Isn't it crazy how many things that you have to think about in such a short amount of time?
Right. Absolutely.
And so the reality of that situation was that officer, that state trooper, was able to return fire on that suspect.
Right.
And the suspect drove away. He ended up passing away miles down the road after it. But this was a real life scenario. So as crazy as it may seem, because I know you're probably thinking like, man, what is he doing just getting out of the car like that?
That's exactly what I thought.
This happens to our officers.